Okay, so first of all, I would like to say big congratulations from my whole heart to all the Manchester United fans out there for winning the illustrious, highly sought after, with all the pedigree in the world, Malaysia, Bangkok Cup. Their first trophy in 6 years. Ten Hag is back, and yeah, United are going to pick up from here.
Back from where?
Back from, I don't even know, who's back? You guys are back, Sha. United are back on their perch. They're winning trophies again. And
right.
Rest of the Premier League, watch out. So Europe, watch out.
That's what it's about. What is up, beautiful people? Top of the agenda today is pre-season football. A lot has happened over the pre-season, but chief of them has been Manchester United playing Liverpool, defeating Liverpool 4-0. And I just wonder how Bishop feels. I mean, everybody has been saying, let's take the results with a pinch of salt. I know many Manchester United fans that are trying to temper their expectations, but the loss definitely hurt Liverpool fans.
Okay, so first of all, I would like to say big congratulations from my whole heart to all the Manchester United fans out there for winning the illustrious, highly sought after, with all the pedigree in the world, Malaysia, Bangkok Cup. Their first trophy in 6 years. Ten Hag is back, and yeah, United are going to pick up from here.
Back from where?
Back from, I don't even know, who's back? You guys are back, Sha. United are back on their perch. They're winning trophies again. And
right.
Rest of the Premier League, watch out. So Europe, watch out.
That's what it's about.
Man, you are back.
But really, to be honest, it's about preparation. Manchester United played the first 45 minutes with a different 11 and the second 45 minutes with a different 11. Liverpool also in that game played the 4 quarters of that game, 30 minutes each, with different teams, different setups.
So we played 32 different players, I believe.
Yeah, definitely 32 different players. Manchester United played, I think, that's 22 different players. But overall, what do you make of preseason? How much weight do you put behind preseason games?
So me personally, recent seasons have let me know preseason is just a workout for the players. And from a Liverpool point of view, reading that because I know that club does use this preseason to work these players to the bone. So when they're playing these matches in preseason, they're gassed. Like they probably had a training session before the match, they have a training session after the match. So yeah, we don't expect much from them. And in 2019, the season we won the league with 90-something points. We lost all 5 preseason games to worse teams. So me personally, I don't care about preseason. I just want to see my new players in the new kit and see whether they look fresh.
Definitely, definitely. And if I'm being honest too, there's not much to care about with, preseason games. But Manchester United fans can take a lot of positives from the way the team played. There is obviously an exchange in ideas from Ten Hag. If you watch the game, you'll be able to tell, but you obviously didn't, right? So Ten Hag,
I tuned in 1 or 2.
Yeah, so I'm saying actually because I did not expect Manchester United to beat Liverpool. First off, Liverpool players were just coming back from international break. They started their preseason 1 week even later than Manchester United. Many of the players had extended breaks, so you were not expecting to see Liverpool in their full force in that game. But with Manchester United, we saw a team that seems to be taking on the instructions well. But of course, the misfortunes of yesteryear, especially last season, were still evident in Manchester United's game. You could see all those little mistakes, holding on to the ball for too long, giving passes away. You could still see that. So, stuff to be wary about with Manchester United. Moving on from that game against Liverpool, they played against Melbourne Victory again just before we came on air. Manchester United.
Who are those?
Melbourne Victory.
Oh, okay.
If you don't know Melbourne Victory, then you probably shouldn't be. Maybe
I'm sure you beat those ones, Hey, Manchester United pre-season champions.
Another 4 goals in that game. But it was definitely good to see as well for Manchester United. Arsenal also have had a good run so far in their preseason game. Jesus looking like he's going to justify that price tag. And for Spurs, I would say, interestingly, I saw Spurs players.
That is what this is what preseason is about. It's not about beating random teams in Australia
so
and going on top. Preseason is about the hard year. Look at the Tottenham players doing this preseason. Son and Hurricane meeting doing training. They're going to be ready for the season by running around beating Melbourne and co. That's how you prepare for
so
the
Liverpool
Premier
is
League.
now and co.
Liverpool
is now and co.
Yeah,
really?
and co now.
But yeah, Tottenham Hotspur are definitely having it hard. Conte is running the players into the ground, trying to get their fitness up. I'm sure you'll be able to see pictures of it. Kane actually passed out. This is not even...
Apparently they ran the pitch 42 times after training. after
definitely
training.
something.
Conte is a slave driver.
That's
man.
definitely
That guy needs to be stopped. And I think it's going to pay off. I think Tottenham are going to finish very high. Watch out for Tottenham.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's something that we mentioned before we came on. We sort of ranked we'll do an episode on that before the start of the season, and we kind of ranked where we think the other teams in the top 6.
Saying we
will
ranked
finish.
is putting it lightly. It got intense in the production studio where United are going to finish, but we'll rack it out again now.
Right, definitely. And we both agreed on the fact that we expect Tottenham Hotspur to finish above the rest of the pack, actually.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
And that's something that's quite interesting to see. And so we're going to go on a very quick break, and we'll come back with a very new segment called Hit and Miss. It promises to be interesting. We're going to be having our very, very special, delectable, wonderful, excellent,
The one and only.
Dio coming on board for Hit and Miss. Stay tuned. Welcome back. This is Hit or Miss. The assignment is simple. Let us know about this transfer. Do you think it is a hit or do you think it is a miss? Do you think it will be a hit? Do you think it will be a miss? So very quickly, Raphinha to Barca.
Bruh, to me, I think it's going to be a miss.
Why?
Because they're still signing Dembele, the same position, and with experience on that bigger stage, yeah, I will definitely pick Ousmane Dembele ahead of Raphinha. Definitely. So
Gotcha.
Raphinha is going to be on bench.
Shopsy, hit or miss?
I think it's a hit. I think he can lock down a place on the left-hand side. So they can play him and Dembele at the same time. And I think he's a very good player. All the Premier League. Chelsea wanted him now. Everybody wanted him.
Yeah,
True
we
that.
do.
For me, I think it's a miss because on the business side of things for Barcelona, why
Yes.
are you bringing in more players? You don't have the money, you have too many players, you have players that you cannot even register. He is going to join the list of players that will not be registered except they're able to put their finances in order. So for me, and for that reason, it is a miss. Moving on from that, we're hearing that Chelsea have already agreed a fee of 39.9 million for Kalidou Koulibaly. So, do you think that's a hit or a miss?
It's a hit, definitely, because right now Chelsea are losing all their defenders.
No bias.
No bias. I'm talking in the footballing aspect right now, as a football player and
as a Chelsea fan.
And I'm not talking as a Chelsea fan. Let's be sincere here. Right. So Koulibaly to me is going to be a hit because right now he will be a regular starter. Number one, we know the type of player he is, and he has been on Chelsea radar for the past 5 years. So that's how hard it is. And this game is
for me, it's an easy hit for me. He's one of the best centre backs in recent years, and they lost Rudiger, so they need to replace that. At the right age, 31. So yeah, hit.
Definitely a hit for me as well. Kalidou Koulibaly, like you said, one of the best centre backs in the world at the moment. And Chelsea, do not forget the major exits in their defense, Rudiger and Christensen, who have both left. They have this, who's that other guy that you have in centre back?
We have Thiago Silva.
Yeah, no, besides Thiago Silva, there's this other guy.
We have Chalobah
as well.
Chalobah
you need that experienced head,
exactly.
in Koulibaly. So definitely a hit for me. And the big one of the window for Chelsea so far, Raheem Sterling moving, changing the shade of blue from light blue to very dark blue. But do you think that's a hit or a miss?
To me, I think it's going to be a hit because right now, look at all our attacks in the previous couple of seasons, and there's no one that can rate like Raheem Sterling, of course, definitely. He has the agility, the pass, the one-on-one, the take-ons. He's a good guy in threats in front of goal, and he can score goals.
But you know he's very wasteful.
We know, but compared to Timo Werner, come on, bro.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's a hit for me. Everything you said, you're right.
Definitely, I think it's a hit as well for many different reasons. Ted Boley wanted a marquee signing, a big name signing, and he did get that with Raheem Sterling. So definitely a hit. And also they needed somebody on the left side of, besides whatever Mount had been doing or Pulisic or who do you normally use there. They definitely needed somebody with that caliber and pedigree there. So definitely Sterling a hit. And moving on from that, from Manchester United, we had Pogba move back home to Juve because Pogba moved back home to Juve. Do you think that one is a hit or a miss?
For me, yeah. Pogba going back home, you are saying it, you don't be sarcastic there. Pogba for me is going to be a hit for Juventus. We all know Pogba. Right now, he's going back to where he feels it all started, and he will feel comfortable as he is right now. And he's going to put all his best in it, and we know it's Serie A. You can't compare Serie A to Premier League, of course. So it's going to be a hit.
Yes, the hit for me is going to dominate them physically. Yes, Pogba is an amazing talent. Things are just bad at United.
Yeah.
Everybody has said at United, so
Right.
I won't judge him too harshly. And yeah, I think he's going to ball out in Serie A, man.
Yeah,
Normal Pogba throwback.
definitely. You guys would say a hit, but I'm sure deep down in his mind you think it's a miss, especially for the financial reasons, because he wanted to bring out, he wanted Manchester United to fork out about 18 million pounds a year for him, but he has, now moved on a free transfer for about 8 million pounds a year. I know he definitely wanted that money, but for other reasons, it's definitely a hit for the likes of Juventus having somebody like Pogba. I mean, he's a talent on his day.
At the end of the day, the man is rich, man. He's still a rich man.
He has his cheddar, right? So
He
yeah.
has his money, man.
But talking about something that's also a miss, he had that Pogmentary. Did you see it?
Yeah, but the Pogmentary is the
Right out
lowest
of that.
rated thing
So
on
that was a
Amazon.
big miss.
That was a miss, man.
Right there. But I mean, I'm
We
sorry
should have
to
got it
sound
accelerate to produce it, man.
right. I mean,
Yeah,
some
I
people
know.
might say that I'm being a sour post, right? That he's left Manchester United, but I definitely feel aggrieved by the dream he sold us and him not meeting up to that expectation. So definitely good riddance in my opinion. Frankie de Jong to Manchester United looks like it's going to happen. A couple of things are holding that one from happening. Chief of all Barcelona's inability to pay off their debt that they owe him, 17 million pounds. But if he does come to Manchester United, if that move does happen, because it is likely that it doesn't happen still, even though there's an agreement between both clubs for the figure. So do you think it's a hit, or do you think it will be a hit, for Manchester United or
In the footballing aspect, it's going to be a hit because it's De Jong. There's nobody in that midfield that is solid like the guy, and is good enough on ball. You understand? Attacking wise and everything, he's good at it. Do you understand? But as it stands right now, forget about agreement. Raphinha has showed us the pepper. If you like, agree. Shake hands.
anything can still happen?
If the footballer said no, I'm not going, and that's currently what's happening. He said he is not ready to leave.
He doesn't really want to
He
leave
really
back
does not want to.
So what
now let's believe the guy wants to leave now. Even the business aspect is looking otherwise also, because they have to fork out the 17 million pounds they are owing the guy to pay the guy before he can open the door and leave the door for them. You understand? So it's going to be tricky. But
So hit or miss, really?
Hit, definitely.
Me, I'm going to say miss, to be honest. And Frankie is a great player. He's so good at football. But for two reasons, they're spending so much money on him. So United are doing that thing where they spend too much, like 85 million euros is what I'm saying, 75 potentially. And then they're spending that much money on a player that is clear as day he does not want to come. And if he's not motivated to play for you, like, it will show in a few months that Di Maria ended up leaving. See, Lukaku came to Chelsea. Once he didn't want to play again, he left, and it was a waste of money. So for those reasons, I think United can find, there's quality in the market in that position. For a player that might want to leave the club and come to your club, like they should have been chasing Tchouaméni aggressively. They should have been chasing Gravenberch, who went to Bayern for cheap. But instead, they waited for a player that literally does not want to come. So for me, that's a miss for that reason.
So definitely, in my opinion, I think it's a hit for many different reasons. Unfortunately, you gave a very, I'll say a poor example there with Lukaku wanted to move back to Chelsea. So that's a different ballgame entirely. But it's a hit for the right reasons, right? We need more creativity. I saw the first half against Liverpool and the first half against Melbourne victory for Manchester United, and there was problems creating chances, especially against a low block. So we need more players that can unlock. Donny van de Beek, Donny van de Beek does not look like he wants to fill that position. He does not really have that skill set. So we definitely need that one more body in there. So on the footballing point of view, and do not forget, he's coming to play under a manager who used him to excellent effect in Erik ten Hag at Ajax. So for those reasons, I think it's a hit. The money, definitely one of the brightest talents in world football, especially in midfield. So he's definitely worth that price tag. He's going to Manchester United for even less than Barcelona bought him from Ajax. So that's also something. So I'd say all round, I think it's a hit for Frankie de Jong's move to Manchester United. Still on Manchester United though, Eriksen, that one is already all but done. Eriksen, just the medical remaining. 30-year-old, we're buying him, we're getting him. Manchester United is getting him on a free. you know, and he's going to come and, you know, add to the numbers in midfield Man United. So do you think that is a hit or a miss?
To me, I think what Eric Ten Hag is trying to do is trying to reshove the whole midfield. That means we will see the less game time for McTominay, even Fred might be affected. Do you understand? So for me, we will see something different totally in that midfield. So for me, Eriksen, we all know the type of player he is good on ball, can see well, can shadow,
can see well,
to throw passes and everything. So it's a hit for me, definitely.
What do you think, Shopsy?
Yeah, I think it's a hit. Hot take, guy might be better than Bruno Fernandes, man. Bruno should watch out. That's his position.
Bro, I'm not going to lie to you.
That's sarcastic.
No. You guys need to know something about me.
Really?
I know anything I say, I'll stand behind it. As in, he's a better creative midfielder than this guy. He picks up the ball, he picks up passes better. Bruno might score better and put up better numbers, but the amount of time the football breaks down at Bruno's leg,
it
doesn't happen like that for every
Precisely my point, and I'm going to back Shopsy there, and that's a hill I'm willing to die on. Any Manchester United fan that wants to come for me, it's free reign, man. Bruno Fernandes is a problematic player. He's a problematic player. He loses the ball a bit too much for a team like Manchester United that, especially last season, had problems keeping the ball. So you need somebody like Eriksen who does not lose the ball as much as Bruno Fernandes does, and you also need somebody to come and compete for places with him, so that maybe at that point his brain
he can he's got him big for his boots. He has that attitude that Sanchez had at Arsenal before he left Arsenal. He doesn't think they are shouting at everybody. He thinks they are bigger than everyone.
Right now, the way he plays on the ball,
you can see it.
He falls anyhow and keep looking at the referee for excuse. I said, guy,
I'm not sure that really happened, but I would say that's a hit.
He does.
I'll say that's a hit. Eriksen to Manchester United, definitely a hit for me in my books. And moving on from that, let's go back to Spain with Barcelona. They've had Frankesi, that move, they've been on it since last season. That move has finally been completed. Frankesi has moved on to Barcelona. Do you think that's a hit or a miss?
To me, I will say the fact here. Barcelona is everywhere. They are just all over the place right now. They just unveiled the guy.
They are laundering money.
All
these finances.
Wait, they just unveiled the guy. They've not registered him under La Liga. He has not been registered with Christensen. They just do the unveiling so that those guys will just like, are we going to queue by the door? Do you understand? They just unveiled him. And Kessie, for crying out loud, is an average player to me. Kessie is not that great.
Yeah, it's not
it's not that special. He's an average player. He's just a normal player.
But
that
really,
is good on the ball.
hit or miss.
For me, it's going to be a miss because there's a lot of players that are playing that position already in Barcelona. So it's a miss.
I mean, if they lose Frankie, that might be the type of profile player Barcelona needs to get themselves back on track. But all in all, I'm leaning towards a miss, man. It's just another one of the many players Barcelona have just added recently.
Definitely, and unfortunately for me, I was excited about the move before I got the full scope of Barcelona's financial issues. So definitely for me, I mean, I was happy for him, an African player going over to Barcelona to, maybe even take a mainstay in the team. So I was happy about that move before, but now, it feels like one too many.
Just another one.
Issues. Because it's a miss for me.
Yeah, thank you. Before we move on, you can see for the past 2 seasons, Barcelona has just been anywhere. It's come to business-wise with footballers. Look at Pjanic. Pjanic just came and left.
Look at Aguero.
Look at it, all missed. Aguero just came in and just missed.
Depay. We didn't even mention Depay. Now we're talking about their wingers.
Depay right now, his future is uncertain. Do you understand?
They might have mismanaged him.
Don't forget, they have Aubameyang. Now they almost closed the deal of Lewandowski again.
Look, what's
going on? What's really happening? And these guys, where are they forking out the money? Somebody said the money they paid for Raphinha, I'm very sure Xavi's money is there. The guy went under his bed.
Their owner said that.
Money.
Let's go.
Their owner said that before Messi left, the owner said that I was hoping Messi would play for free. Guy, Barca is a joke, bro.
At the moment.
They are the Jebus.
Moving on from that, let's go back to Italy. Where a transfer happened from France, PSG especially. Di
Maria and Pogba linking back up.
United
days. I think that's a hit. Di Maria will do well. Serie A is a nice place to go when you're an aging superstar and you're not ready to hang up your boots. You can still give it a go in a top league and do bits. And if he can be part of the players that put Juve back on top, it will be an accomplishment for him.
So you think?
I think it's going to be
hit or miss, hit or
it's
miss,
going to be a
quickly?
hit because it's a smart business. It's on free transfer. Same thing as Pogba. They didn't spend a dime on both players, and you know Serie A.
No, they
is
didn't
the
spend
type
a
of
dime
league.
paying the
Paying
club.
the club. They paid.
Di Maria is earning
signing
a
on.
lot.
It's going to earn a lot. Definitely, it's on a free. Definitely, you expect them to earn a lot. So what I'm trying to say right now is that he's going to be an attacking player, unlike Premier League where they determine a lot. From them, it's an attacking player.
So hit or miss?
It's a hit.
Hit. Shopsy?
Yeah, I'll give it a hit.
I think
like
it's
him.
a hit too.
And he
Let's
can play in
quickly-
midfield, he can
Yeah,
play on
play
either
midfield,
wing.
Yeah, wing.
Yeah,
Give them
definitely.
options.
And last one, Shopsy and myself have spoken about this transfer, on the previous episode, but I just want to hear what you think specifically. Gabriel Jesus to Arsenal, hit or miss?
To me, let's forget about beef right now. I'm not talking as a Chelsea fan, but maybe a little Gabriel Jesus, he's a good player. He's a standard, but he can't give you 20 goals a season. Standard. Gabriel will never give you 20 in the league. He can never give you 20 goals a season.
The jury is still out on that, but
I'm here to say, I think he can. I think it's a great signing.
I'm not saying it's not a good signing. I'm not saying it's not a great signing for the team like Arsenal.
But is it hit or miss for Arsenal?
It's going to be a hit for me, but it depends on how Arsenal.
Fair as a whole.
Look at Aubameyang. Aubameyang left Arsenal. He was balling because they create a lot of chances for him. So it depends on the amount of chances or the style of play that will suit the striker.
But based off last season, they're creating chances. They have Odegaard, they have Smith Rowe, they have Saka. So to create the players create the chances, they have them.
Same thing applies. Look at Chelsea. Chelsea as a football club, we create chances, but most of the chances benefit the wing backs. The supply.
You have an issue with Jesus.
I'm not really having an issue with him. I'm having an issue with Arsenal as a football club. You understand? Fine, Jesus is one of the best strikers in Premier League last season.
Maybe not.
I'm
Maybe
saying
not.
No, I think apart from when you get the top team strikers, that second tier.
Do you understand? He's one of them. Do you understand? So in a team like Arsenal, I don't know how what's his name, Arteta we use the guy. But let's wait and see.
Definitely want to look out for especially understanding the fact that there is a lot of creativity in that team. I gave I ranked it very highly, and I'm sure you did too. And we both think it's a hit. And you also think it's a hit too. So yeah, definitely want to look out for, and that'll be the end of it on hit or miss. But before we go, I want to touch on something that was very interesting that came out over the week. Mo Farah, the biggest British sprinting athlete in the world, came out and said that
last year was there a gold medalist from England, to be honest. It's a big deal. It's
quite a big deal.
Yeah.
And he came out and said that he was actually trafficked to the UK.
And he has been living a lie under the name Mo Farah
is not Mo Farah. And that was very interesting to see. But at the end of the day, it's a broader topic that I feel like sports generally can bring some glare onto child trafficking, and stuff like that, child labor and things like that. I'm still yet to watch the documentary. But I'll definitely watch that and give a better listen on it. But preliminary, just looking at it, it's just something interesting.
Yeah, it was quite shocking, and I guess these are conversations we have in football as well about how if Mo Farah was in his hometown country, we never would have become Mo Farah. So it's about the development and I guess the arguments of leaving your home country to become better, or it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. They've announced that they're not going to be pressing any charges against him, obviously because he's Mo Farah. Sir Mo Farah.
Sir Mo Farah, actually.
In other cases, it could have ended up different, man.
Yeah, coming out to say that, I mean, he has thought about it.
He must have deliberated.
Mo Farah to me is a brand on his own.
That's celebration.
Definitely. Wonderful stuff on the episode today. Hit or miss was a hit on today's episode. Definitely we'll be looking out for more of that, and we'd like to have you and you, our fans, also on here. Do not forget, we're doing Rep Your Club.
Let us know in the comments.
Definitely.
We're going to pick one of you soon.
Definitely. That will be happening very soon. Let us know why you think we should invite you to the studio to come on here and Rep Your Club. And you definitely might be getting a chance to join us on Hit and Miss. And that will be all from myself, Shopsy, and Mr. D.
Peace.